Hi, my name is River Halen, and I'm here to introduce my forthcoming book, Dream Rooms, which is coming out this October 18th with Book Hug Press. Dream Rooms is a collection of texts built around a question. How do I exist in relationship to all that it is I don't know yet and may never know? How do I engage with the world in a way that allows me to kind of properly attend to all that is outside my own present experience, but that I maybe need to be moving towards? It's a highly personal book. It's written in the first person. It deals with my life and family history and relationships and coming out as trans process. And it's an unusually structured book in that it's written as a mixture of poetry and prose. But the poetry is this very kind of like highly accessible poetry, even to people who don't read a lot of poetry. In that it's a little bit like caffeinated prose, where the line just keeps breaking so the thought can speed ahead. And the prose is pretty tightly wound too. It's got the kind of the structure of a poem floating underneath the paragraphs holding it all together, and the images are kind of functioning like they might in a poem, repeating and turning. I began to write Dream Rooms way back in 2014, which is around the same time that I began to seriously ask questions about my gender, questions about how to express it, how to exist in a relationship to gender-based violence that I saw happening all around me, what to make of the models of gender I had been handed as a child, all these kinds of questions. And while I wouldn't describe the book as a coming out narrative at all, I do think the process of asking the kinds of questions that led to my coming out as trans is the same process that inspired the texts that make up the collection. There's a level of attention to detail that happens when you're questioning such a basic aspect of existence as gender. I really had this sense that I kind of wanted to put everything under the microscope, like that any given element of my daily life could be a clue. And so as a result, I would say that Dream Rooms is a detail-oriented book where all the apparently minor bits of information turn out to contain much larger insights as they accumulate. There's a feeling I wanted to get across in the writing of like running my hand along a wall until some part of it gives, or like, whoa, there's a doorknob there, or like, whoa, we're suddenly in another room now. Or maybe the wall never gives. Maybe my life is about feeling and documenting the texture of that wall. The mystery kind of goes in both directions. I'm excited for readers to engage with the book because the situation it dramatizes is one that I think almost everyone can relate to on some level. Not everyone is on the cusp of coming out as trans, like probably, but everyone has some kind of unknown information about themselves or how they want to be in a relationship to the world around them. And everyone, I think, can relate to the sense that there's something else to be understood in life, but you don't know what it is yet, or there's some different kind of action you ought to be taking, but you don't know how. Everyone, however privileged or marginalized they are, I believe has parts of themselves that they've been discouraged from inhabiting, or even in some cases prevented from having knowledge about to differing degrees, depending on who you are, of course. And it's my hope that Dream Rooms will speak to those parts of people in some way, or at least to the general experience of having parts of yourself that are like this. Dream Rooms is available for pre-order on the BookHug website as of now. That's bookhugpress.ca in advance of the official sale date of October 18th. And another great thing you can do besides ordering it online is request it from your local indie bookstore. I'm going to read a super short excerpt from Dream Rooms just to give you a taste. This is a short poem near the end that talks kind of cheekily about self-discovery under a condition of invisibility and the relationship of all of that, paradoxically, to hypervisibility. It's called Speech. Annie Edson Taylor was 63 years old when she became the first person to survive Niagara Falls in a barrel, and I was 6 in the carpeted section of the basement, humping a large brown corduroy pillow the length of my torso. It was 1901. Annie had a mattress inside as cushioning. I could not crawl inside my pillow, so for safety wound a skipping rope around it and my body, arms tucked neatly in, yanking the end with my teeth to get it tight. This was important. The river moved swiftly to the edge of my experience, and I went over and over, understanding perfectly pleasure and deadly risk. The falls, how people had died and people kept attempting. I have probably seen a documentary. People speak of becoming famous as a process that begins when you're discovered. Annie was discovered at the bottom of the falls. I was not. The barrel was Annie's retirement plan. She thought it would protect her from poverty, and it is true, when she was in the barrel, she was not in poverty. She was inside her lived experience. Later, Annie said she would rather stare straight into a cannon about to blow than go over the falls that way again. But it's impossible to know if she really meant it or if she was just saying what you have to say when you've been discovered. What power wants to hear. What power wants to hear is a barrel holds a secret life in a strong current off a cliff. You die. The end. Dying sucked. You sure won't try that again. What power wants to hear is a barrel holds a secret life in a strong current. Oh no, not the end again. That sucks. Try saying it a few more times with feeling. Power likes repetition. Slow repeated motion is the surest way to push her over the edge. Meanwhile, I keep discovering myself, then talking. I have to say what I want to hear when I'm found. I'm becoming more and more well known. Thank you.